Now we are going to visit Sultan Hassan and الرفاعي Mosque. I know I have a special group today, and for 14 days I already have it. But today another feeling for our meditation. The Sufyan and Islamic meditate. I can't never explain it because there's something you will feel by yourself. But I will just give you little information about the place we are going to visit. Let's go when we're walking a little bit slowly. We will discuss about Sultan Hassan. Sultan Hassan, one of the masterpieces of Islamic style of art because of the mosques that you can see. And it wasn't only mosque, by the way. It's hospital, it's a school, and mosque beside it. Yes?
Still working.
Still working there. Still working there. But it's not, but no, it wasn't working as a hospital now, but it started as a hospital. It started in 13th century. Sultan Hassan started in 13th century. And Sultan Hassan, he is the son of Nasser Muhammad ibn Qalawun. And when he decided to build this mosque to teach the 4 schools of Islam. In Islam, we have 4 schools. It looks like Orthodox, Catholic, Protestant. But in otherwise, we have something in Islam called Shafi'iyya, Hanbali, and the Hanafi. Shafi'i, Maliki, Hanbali, and the Hanafi. All of them, by the way, is not the same with Orthodox and Catholic Protestant, because I know in Catholic, Orthodox, Protestant, totally different, totally school of teaching there, totally different from this. But in Islam, they are close to each other. They are just something called the fiqh. We have something in our religion called the fiqh. Fiqh, yes. Fiqh is meaning the deep principles of Islam. Yes. And every one of these people, they have a different meaning for this kind of principle, different interpretation for this. So it's not the same actually, but we agree for something inside. All of them, by the end of the discussion, they have the same principles of Islam, the same code of ethics of Islam. We will discover it. Before we go inside the mosque of Sultan Hassan, I have to talk about this mosque, which is called the Rifai Mosque. How is beautiful?
The beautiful city.
Yes, yes.
Gold.
Yes. And actually, this mosque is called the Rifai, and this mosque is built later. If you remember with me, I talk about this mosque, it's 13th century, but this mosque in 18th century. Hoshiyar Hanimshi's order, and she was the mother of Khidif Ismail. Khidif Ismail, yeah. The man who built the Oboroi Mina house, for example. Yes. And she ordered to build this mosque with the masterpiece inside there is fabulous, and later called the Rifai Mosque because they believe one of the grandsons for one of the main school of Sufyan school there called the Rifai, Rifaiya, that's right. They already buried inside there. It's called Ali ibn Abi Shibbak. Ali ibn Abi Shibbak is buried there. There is a mausoleum inside this mosque. But what is important as well, inside this mosque you'll find the mausoleum or the tomb of King Farouk, the last king of Egypt is buried there, and his mother and his sister. Even the tomb of Muhammad Rida Pahlawi, the last emperor of Persia. Before the revolution in 1977, Persia, it was such a look like empire, and then later converted to be the first Islamic Republic state of the world, something like this. Later, they persecuted Muhammad Rida Pahlawi, and no any country in the world they wanted to deliver this person. But because we are Egypt, we never forget the people who's helped us. In the middle of the war in 1973, we need the petrol to continue our war, to get back the land in Sinai for us again, after occupied by Israeli army in 1967. That's why this man, he was very kindness and generous, because his order, once our president Sadat tell him or informed him about it, he orders a ship in the middle of the sea to turn away from Europe to Egypt to support Egypt with a petrol in that time. So we never deny the kindness. This one of our principle, one of our code of ethics. We never forget who's helper. That's why we deliver him, we give him a house, and we live here until he died here, and he's buried inside there.